What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to the Tuesday Teardown. This is a group ride that happens every Tuesday night, 6:30 p.m. here in Austin. Leaves from the Peddler Bike Shop, and it's hosted by Phenom Cycle Club, a local cycling club and race team that does some road racing and crits, but mostly cyclocross and gravel. This is a 25-mile ride through Austin's hills. It's 25 miles of Austin's steepest hills that is technically no drop. So everybody races to the tops of the major climbs and then regroups together. Go down the aptly named Scenic Boulevard here, which runs along Lake Austin. And it's always nice to see right during sunset. Now, this is before the ride really picks up. You get a little send on that kicker that we went up not too long ago, but it's not much of an effort until we start getting close to Mount Bonnell. If you're unfamiliar with the landscape of Austin, the west side is pretty hilly, but they are sprinters' hills, as I'd call them. They're short and very steep, so most of them don't take very long. Here we are rolling into Mount Bonnell. We just turned onto Mount Bonnell Road. Mount Bonnell is an iconic spot in Austin. It's where you go on a million first dates in college. It's where your car gets broken into at the top, but it does have a beautiful view of the city in pretty much all directions. Right around this corner is where it starts to get steep, so Corey gets a little edge in, and normally the pace picks up pretty high, so I start to ratchet it up, but after getting about midway up the climb where you hit the false flat, I did take a look back and no one had really gone with me. Seems like the guys didn't want to send it quite this early tonight. This is footage from last week. Unfortunately, I couldn't make this week's teardown or driveway. I don't have a bike to race, as a few days ago we were finishing up a Wimberley loop, which is a hill country loop, usually between 100 and 110 miles. And at mile 105, I was in a collision with a car that messed up my bike pretty good. Luckily, I am okay, and the driver stopped. Insurance is taking care of the bike, but I'm just having to wait on all of that to go. So we're getting close to the top of Bonnell here. It has that false flat in the middle, and then afterwards it kicks up again. So I stand up out of the saddle and give it a little more of a kick just to get over the top and find some respite while I wait for everybody else. This parking lot is notorious for break-ins, especially at night. So if you're ever coming to Bonnell at night at sunset, I recommend not leaving any valuables in your car. And probably just leave it unlocked, because I've had a window smashed on a date in Bonnell years ago. Everybody usually pulls over right here to the left when there's a clearing and the car's parked, and regroups here, chats while everyone catches up.
Hey, 7 years. That's sick. Wait,
This thing gets small, you know?
I know.
Yeah. Yeah, always the same fucking
places. And
Colin's pretty small too.
yeah, it is. That's true. And so you came to Austin
Yeah.
directly from Kelowna?
Yeah.
Shit, dude, we did the same exact pipeline. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
But I came in 2015.
Yeah.
2015,
Howdy.
yeah.
I thought Corey was attacking around the corner.
Oh no, I just like to try to get out of everybody's way. I'm kind of like a dead weight going up right now. Slow moving for me. I haven't gone hard up and now in a while. It's been a minute.
It's my least favorite hill to go.
It might be
high
my
on.
least favorite hill in Austin. Really?
Yeah.
I really don't like it.
Okay, well,
It's got the false flat and it's steep.
Everybody still has fresh legs. They're like
That's true.
banging it out, and I'm just like, fuck
All
that.
these cars are here. This is too fair. I need y'all to be a little tired.
it's one of my favorites, this one.
You're in a Bonnell? I mean, it's
Yeah.
still like, it's really pretty up here. The descent's awesome.
That is true.
It's like a
Maybe
it's
the
just
best descent.
It's just a
Yeah.
sprint. Just sprint uphill.
Oh,
Yeah,
for sure.
it's sprint.
Yeah.
Just a little this, a little that.
Oh, there's Zach.
I don't mind Smokey.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
You don't mind Smokey?
no.
I hate
What's up, big dog?
Brother.
Bonnell does have one of the prettiest descents in Austin. Beautiful views of Lake Austin, of the 360 bridge, and in the evening you get the nice golden hour sunset effect. Oh man, look at that. Unfortunately, there were cars ahead, so progress was hampered and I wasn't able to go full speed, but that's just how it goes sometimes, especially when you're going down Bonnell on such a pretty day. Coming up, we're getting close to the bottom of the descent, and there is, for the uninitiated, a sketchy corner. You can see it says 10 miles per hour. That's because it is a hard right-hand corner downhill that is pretty off camber. So, first time going down Bonnell, take a chill. These cars definitely made sure we took a chill. But when you get a chance and you can hit that corner followed by this one at speed, it's a riot. Getting to the light at 22:44, I think, either 22:44 or 22:22. Get those mixed up. But after you turn from the light, it's just a quick left and then right into the Cat Mountain area of town. And this is an extended section of Teardown. This is going to be 3.5 miles or so, I think, is the segment before everyone regroups again. And I still wasn't certain how I wanted to take Teardown tonight, if I wanted to really send it or just chill. But I was wearing my new People's kit, all yellow kit, and I guess you can't really take a chill when you're dressed like a Super Saiyan. So we turn up here, Corey sits on front, and he's just setting up the pace. But it looks like Zach didn't think that pace was hard enough. I'm not gonna let someone go, especially Zach. He just finished East Texas Showdown, 400-mile ultra distance race, and he's gotta be fatigued. I can't let him just go like that. So I follow and come around. A lot of this I'm just going to let play. There's not going to be commentary for all of it because we're going uphill and it's going to be kind of slow. I get to the top right here and look back, I've got a pretty sizable gap. Stay on top of the pedals, but I am breathing decently heavy, so I'm not pushing too terribly hard on the flats. Just keeping them turned over hard enough to make it to the next climb. Going down this hill, I could see Corey slowly catching back up. He has a strategy in teardown. He just keeps one pace the entire time. He's not going to attack on the steep hills. He's just going to keep pace and catch you on the flats / downhills. So he does catch me here on the downhill. I'll let him come around. I just tuck in and wait to go back up on Up Valley. Now, Up Valley is an optional climb for a lot of people. It's skipped by many, but if you want to get the full teardown experience, you've got to do Up Valley. We're still on a flattish section, so I'm letting Corey do the work until the road turns up. Then here I go, coming around again. Now I'm just thinking back to what my friend Mirko was saying at the top of Bonnell earlier about Up Valley.
No matter how fit I get, Up Valley, I will always, I will always want to walk around the bike.
What's going on in that terrain?
Some people say it's the worst. I still think Smoky Valley at the end is the worst, but I think that'll be an argument as long as teardown goes on. So we make it to the top of Up Valley, flattens out, but gotta stay on top of the pedals no matter how hard you're breathing. And I think you can hear me, I'm breathing pretty hard. But we still have Cat Mountain to go up and a nice descent after that before we climb Mesa to the end of this segment. On this downhill, I look back and again I can see Corey starting to get close to me. He's not there, but he's not far off. And coming up here is the turn for Cat Mountain. You turn right for teardown, turn left if you want to go get a great view, but that's more of a morning ride thing for me. And as the road turns up, I give it just another little shake to open that gap back up. Coming up here is Mesa. Mesa is probably my proudest KOM that I own, the downhill. I've had it for a few years now, but this is a 35 mile per hour road, and I think my KOM, I average something like 46 miles an hour, topping out near 50. It's a great descent because you've got wide open corners, you've got a bike lane or a car lane, and a lot of visibility, so it's a blast. I didn't look back at all on this descent, but I guarantee you that Corey is catching me, as I'm not sending it too hard, more recovering for the climb. You can see a couple other people climbing it. There were a few people that we saw at the top, didn't start the ride with us, but we met up with and rode a little bit with at the end. So you get down to the bottom and turn around and go right back up. I'll be honest, as much as I love the Mesa downhill, there's Corey, I'm not a huge fan of the Mesa uphill. This is one of the only sustained climbs in Austin. It's the only sustained climb in Teardown, I'd say, and it doesn't suit me very well. So with Corey having been so close, I actually sit up here and wait for him to catch me. Here he is. This is a draftable climb, so I just tuck in, sit in his wheel, and wait for my time to strike. Look at him just motoring along. Of course, strong, man. Here we go. As the road starts to turn up, I make my move to jump him at the line. And this stop sign is the finish line for this segment. We go a little further ahead, turn into this side street to regroup and wait for everybody.
Yo.
After everyone catches back up, we go down Far West. Far West is a great descent when there's not cars, but unfortunately there are some speed bumps and everything that bikes can go through, but the cars have to stop at or slow down at least. But there is, again, just like Mount Bonnell, there is a pretty gnarly corner for first timers on Far West at the very bottom. So it's a hard right-hander right after a pretty screaming descent. I usually hit some pretty high speeds on here. Have done the Far West descent plenty of times and have plenty of trust in my brakes, but you have to know where to brake. Safest place to start braking is right here. You can brake a little later, but as you see, it's a pretty hard right-hand corner. After that, you have a choice. You can either go forward and do Ladera Norte, which is slightly less steep and a little longer of a climb, or you can take the right-hander that is coming up and do Smoky Valley. Smoky Valley is, as far as I'm aware, is the steepest paved road in Austin. It's not super long, but it is a wall, essentially. I don't remember the last time I did Ladera Norte. I'm much more of a fan of doing Smoky. It hurts more, but for less time. And you can see the grade compared to that brick wall on the side, and it only kicks up steeper and steeper as you get closer to the stop sign at the top. This is one that I like to sit down for the climb if I can. I feel like it's fastest to do so. Once I stand up, really, I just scrub off so much speed. But I can never really put my hands on the hoods when climbing this. I've got to do it on the tops. Otherwise, I'll pull up too much and I'll start to wheelie. Whenever I pedal, just each pedal stroke, I get a little bit of a front wheel lift off if I'm on the hoods. I've made a lot of PRs tonight. This was overall probably my fastest teardown of all time, which is a good sign for how the training has been coming. Fortunately, like I said, with no bike right now, training isn't really getting done. I went for a run this morning, which was my first run in quite a while, but just to keep the aerobic system going, I guess. But hopefully we can get a bike soon. You take a right onto Ladera Norte. This is where they meet and finish teardown, or at least the climbs of teardown. It's just a little bit more. This is a false flat, and then you get up to that last little kicker. This is always the spot where I look back, and if I see anyone close, or if I have someone right in front of me, I stand up and get an uphill sprint in. Always have something left in the tank, no matter how hard it feels like it is. And then once everybody gets to the top, this stop sign at Valburn, we'll stop and regroup. All right, this is the final effort of the night. Teardown is a hills ride, but it ends in a sprint. So we take a left onto Great Northern. Great Northern is a long time sprint section of Austin. Some of the highest speeds on flat ground are achieved out here, and it's going to be a tough KOM for anyone to take, especially with my buddy Lucas Burgoyne holding it. So we launch into a lead out. This is about a mile, maybe 1.2 miles long of a straight section of road, and Michael Krinn takes up the pace up front. Corey opens the door, lets me get in. He doesn't want to take part in the sprint, I guess. So I'm sitting here third wheel, which, to be honest, is a little too far forward generally to win this sprint. You want to be maybe one wheel further back. Because if you're third wheel, you're going to have to go from really far out. Michael puts in this big dig. He finally slows down enough that Alex decides he wants to come around, and I am second wheel, probably 2/3 of the way done with the Great Northern section, and I know my time is coming up, but I don't know what I'm going to do. Alex gives the flick, and I have a brief moment of hesitation. I decide I have to go. It's either go and maybe get swarmed at the end, or don't go, get swarmed, be completely out of position, and can't get it at all. There are these two bikes right here that I've got to skirt around. Luckily, pretty clear road, and I look back and I can't see anything because I'm wearing my sunglasses and it's too dark. So I kick back forward, look at the line, and give it all I have, and I make it to the finish ahead of everybody. Teardown ends, we regroup at the bottom of this, and then go to Crown and Anchor, where they supply us with free pitchers of beer. Come check out Teardown. It's every Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. at the Peddler Bike Shop. It's a great time, it's a hard ride, and there's beer at the end. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.